Hello and welcome to JM Financial Center for Financial Research podcast series, where we bring you insights from the leaders of the finance world. Today's guest is Ms. Aditi Deshpande, and we will be diving into how structured finance is evolving in India. How's the portfolio of structured finance products evolving in India to meet the ever-changing needs of Indian borrowers who are contributing towards achieving the goals of Viksit Bharat by 2047?
Nisha, structured finance products essentially started gaining popularity in early 2000s with products such as pass-through certificates. So these were securitization of some cherry-picked retail assets. And the main motive behind this product was to provide an alternative source of liquidity to issuers and credit-enhanced investment opportunities to institutional investors, largely foreign banks or mutual funds. But over the years, with the advent of private credit players, sophistication of credit instruments, and also more keenness from astute investors for better priced products, structured finance products evolved further. So, in contrast to traditional cookie cutter credit products offered by banks, structured finance products now are more customized, tailor made to suit the needs of the borrower. Essentially, those borrowers who face constraints in the form of providing assets as collateral or can only give indirect access to company cash flows need more flexibility in repayment terms. So there are many innovative structured products today, such as securitization of loan or trade receivables, lease rentals, sub-tranching in debentures, third-party credit enhancements, REITs, InvITs. So with so much of innovation and evolution of structured products, now this is not restricted to institutional investors alone, but also retail and HNI investors with a higher risk appetite are contributing towards investment in structured finance products.
That was insightful, Ms. Aditi. We have also seen a lot of regulatory activity recently, especially around securitization, AIF exposure, and credit risk transfer. How do you think these evolving guidelines are replacing the way structured finance balances growth with risk management?
Well, it's a great positive that RBI has played a very pivotal role by defining the rules. It has defined the rules and now left the ground open to play. With the recent clarifications on securitization, exposure of AIFs by regulated entities, credit risk transfers, the risks that were there of circular financing, opaque structures have been mitigated to a large extent. And I believe in the current dynamic environment, the regulators are playing a great job in balancing both the risk and growth by realigning regulations and increasing the capital cushion.
With the increasing focus on infrastructure financing and government push toward asset monetization, how is structured finance playing a role in unlocking long term capital for projects contributing to India's growth story?
Well, of course, government has a very strong thrust in infrastructure projects, but the financing here is a little tricky because it requires a long tenure funding, which traditional banking, have limited appetite due to asset liability mismatches. Over years, structured products play a very important role. Of late, there have been products like securitizing future receivables from toll roads, transmission lines, renewable energy. There are green bonds which are getting popular. Of course, and there are some listed instruments like InvITs, REITs, which government is also pushing a lot. Where longer tenure investors such as pension funds, insurance companies, infra-focused credit AIFs, they have a very strong role here to play, and government has been pushing towards these products at a great length. Thanks.